Okay, so this is what I came up with. This is the prototype. There were some things I didn't like about it, so I'm going to make another one. This is still usable, but I wanted to make another one. Got the two long pieces here. That'll provide, the hinge space will be here. This is a separator to get some space between the two to give the hinge room to move. This is the pivot point, the equivalent of this. This is the upright that'll be rounded. This. I wanted to do a double platform swing arm instead of the single. So that's this. I'm going to put these three pieces of wood here and put a T-nut on each side of them. What that'll do is allow the screw, the long screw, to go through this T-nut into that T-nut and give it more stability rather than having a single point to pivot on, because the 1/4-20s bolts and T-nuts don't fit really well. It's a really rough, loose fit. So going from T-nut to T-nut will provide some stability. And I'll take a metal plate and put under here to let that screw go up and hit and slide across. As this goes up, you can see the point here changes. While it hits right there, as it continues to go up, when it fully extends, it's going to be above that. So there's a certain place it's going to bind. So on this one, I want a metal plate to cover this area here, and that'll just scrape up the metal plate rather than across the wood or a hole in the wood. I think it'll operate smoother. Seriously considering building this with two screws, one here for 1/4" 20 and one about here for 3/8 24. If I build them both into the same thing, I can use them both, just never together. Okay, so I put the hinges on. These are hinges I had. They're a tiny loose, but I think they'll be okay. Most of the stuff I do is all about using what I have on hand. So there would be the hinge. So I wanted to do a double thickness there, triple thickness there. Next, I think I want to cut this into a circle, although that is not required. I think it'll look better. So I'm going to cut this into a circle, cut a radius on these, mount that like this, and then this will spin as a unit. So here's how it's going to go together, something like this. And I'll probably round these corners to make it look better. Next step is round this, got me a bolt, 3/8 bolt, put on it, put a washer on to let it pivot. Put that on. Got that ready to attach, so all I got left is the top. So, making progress, but it's raining. So we now have the pivot, the attachment. I'll have to glue that on there. So I try to make this. Normally it just has one. I'll have to round these like I did these, so that when they rotate back and forth there won't be a sharp corner on it. So moving along nicely. While the glue is drying on the header piece, I went and cut two pieces of 2x4. They're not quite 2x4, but the pieces of one. Rather than glue 2 or 3 block pieces together to get that thickness, I just added this. This will add stability for the rod going up and down. This will have two purposes. One will be the bolt that holds it onto the tripod, and the second will be for a 3/8 24. So I'll have a 1/4 20 and a 3/8 24, and I'll compare how stable the 1/4 20 is and the 3/8 24 is. I'm not sure how that'll work, but it's a good experiment. Okay, making some progress. Took a grinder and ground it off the side of that bolt, then put a little tiny screw in there. That'll keep that from spinning. I'll mount this on top of this. I rounded these corners just to no sharp corners. Bad to catch your hands on those at night. So we've got this. That will go in there. I've got a lot of them. These two thin boards with these two braces and all of this mass up in here. That's probably going to be too much.